Hi, welcome to my channel, Takoyaki Tarot. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. So, my last readings were yesterday. I posted 2 readings yesterday, so go check those out if you haven't. Before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If it resonates with you and gives you clarity, great. If it does not resonate with you and gives you clarity, then don't force it to be your story. Simple, right? If it's for you, if it's for you. If it's not, it's not. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So, I'm feeling very hippity-hoppity today. Like, very, I mean, I just could because I'm... let that remind them. Yeah, I feel like I'm just very... a little bit more than usual, like, just more energetic. I love it, though, right? So... so, I'm gonna try and get 1 or 2 cards from the Clarifying Life Situations deck. And go from there. Sorry, give me a second because I'm like processing something. Interesting. Let me... Alright, cool. Alright, so yeah, let me get 1 to 2 cards. We have Stop and Reflect. And then Frost of Stillness. So, if you need to take... It's so funny because I was just doing this. If you need to take a moment, right, to process information, a conversation, a question, whatever the case it is, breathe, let it ruminate, right? It's okay to, like, take a second before... I'm getting something, take a second before you respond, alright? Because it's also another energy that wants you to be impulsive with your responses or impulsive with your answers, right? But that's for their advantage, okay? It's for their advantage. So there's really, if you're being asked a question, I'm going to read the card, but if you're being asked a question, first of all, give me a minute, let me, right? You don't have to be like, well, this, and then I feel like there's an energy that wants you to essentially, the way I'm seeing it is like interrogated. Alright, somebody wants to essentially interrogate you, and they're gonna make you feel like you're under a spotlight, under a really, really hot lamp, and you're sweating, and you're right, and that's the energy that wants to be put on you, right? So you're feeling like you're being interrogated, so you start fumbling over your answers and start just, you're not taking your time, you're answering what they want you to answer, you're divulging your secrets, your information, whatever. It's mostly about you, alright? That's what this is about. There's definitely, it could be a person, it could be a group of people, but essentially they want to, like, corner you and interrogate you in a way because they want answers. But it's interesting because the answers that they want are of you. They want you to answer questions about yourself. So, you want me to rush into giving you information about myself? Like, I'm not doing that. I don't even like rushing in the mornings. You think I'm going to rush to answer questions about myself to you? No. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. Not today. Not ever. Alright, so that's that. Ooh, my ears so itchy. So yeah, stop and reflect. Pause in your journey to appreciate how far you've come and where you're headed. I keep hearing like a knocking. But it also sounds like someone's chopping wood. Yeah, chopping wood. Chop, chop, chop. Yeah, so yeah, I'm getting like a chopping wood. Things are being... You could have cleared things from your energy. And this is also happening in the spiritual. So you're doing it in the physical. It's the universe is doing it in the spiritual for you. Alright? I feel like someone wants to interrogate you about that. Right? Why you cut off certain people, why you ended certain cycles. Like, you want me to answer why? Hypothetically speaking, let's say you smoke cigarettes, right? Obviously, it's a well-known fact that cigarettes are not good for your health, right? So you would think when you find out someone stopped smoking cigarettes, you're like, oh, that's good because it's better for your health. Now you can breathe better, your lungs can heal, and blah, 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 right? But let's say we're going to use that as a hypothetical. Someone is like, well, why did you quit? Why aren't you smoking anymore? You don't want a cigarette anymore? It's like that kind of energy, like, what? You're literally interrogating someone, asking them why they stopped doing something bad for them. That's essentially what this is, right? Okay. Frost of stillness. Embrace the frost of stillness, where in the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. Like, here's the thing too. I feel like you don't have time for this tomfoolery that's about to happen. Okay. You really don't. And you have people that are like, they want to interrogate you, essentially asking you why you stopped talking to certain people, why you dropped certain habits, why you closed out certain cycles, why you no longer frequent where you used to frequent, why did you ascend, why did you heal. I think that's really what it is about. There's a lot of anger behind these questions that are being, it feels like an interrogation. Somebody wants to interrogate you because they're mad. Why did you heal? That's what it's coming out as. Why did you heal? Why? Why did you heal? That's literally how it's coming out. So the intent is for you to be interrogated, okay? But it's not illegal to heal at all. So I can go. I don't have to sit here. I can go. So that's that. Alright, let's see. What else? Ooh. Stay in the flow. Surrender to the rhythm of life, remaining open to opportunities and lessons as they naturally unfold. I like that. So I feel like whatever this weird interrogation energy is, that's not something you need to be paying attention to. That's not something you have to focus on. Right? You got a bunch of people that want you to answer questions about yourself. You don't need to do that. That's not for what? You have a bunch of other things to focus on and worry about. Like, that's not part of your flow. That's people that want to interrupt your flow. People that want to, well, why did you, right? Like, that's not what you're here for. Okay? Surrender to the rhythm of life. It's life. Not karmics, not people, right? Remaining open to opportunities. I'm getting Kipper. As they naturally unfold. I'm also getting whatever's about to happen, you can't exactly like just let it happen. Right? What I'm saying is like it's kind of like part of the plot, right? Like when you know a movie, when you're watching a movie and you know, oh no, the mean girl is about to approach that girl, or the mean guy is about to approach that guy, or that group of people, they're about to approach that person and bully them, right? You can't stop it. All right, but you know that the person, like the hero of the story, whatever the case it is, like they're gonna be fine. Okay, they're gonna be fine. So I think someone is sawing something. I think they're sawing wood.
What?
Yeah. I think that's what that is. They're building. Okay, so for a long time there's been this house next to me that's been getting built and renovated. Like I think it was like last year they gutted the house. Right? I don't know what happened inside that house, but they gutted it. Like a bunch of contractors or whatever, people who do houses, whatever, they came to, and they were throwing things out from inside the house, ripping walls, ripping the roof, like a whole thing, like, right? And they've been working on the house, like a whole new outside, new paint, new roof, new floors, blah, 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 blah. This house has been getting renovated, and it's looking so much better day by day. And I feel like that could be like symbolic of like your journey. Like you just gutted everything inside of you. You just got rid of everything. And essentially 11-1 I seen. Right? You kind of like just, it's kind of like an estate sale or whatever. Like you just got rid of everything. You just garbage. Everything is garbage. Everything got pulled from the inside of you and it got rebuilt. Right? You 11-22. You just rebuilt yourself from the inside. All right. So I'm getting that as well. That's what that is. That's what I was hearing, the wood chopping. Right? I just never realized that's what that is. I'm gonna get 2 to 3. Ooh, wealthy man upright. You know we're gonna be golden. Gonna be golden. Whoa. Communication in reverse. We're going up. It's almost it. That movie is so good. K-pop Demon Hunters. I like that movie a lot. That's a good movie. Yeah, and the music is like bomb. I love it. Alright, we have wealthy man upright, adjudication reverse. And I feel like whoever this wealthy man is, he could have made a bad judgment call on something. So this is very interesting though, because I feel like this man is not exactly connected to you right now. But I'm getting the feeling that this wealthy man wants to connect with you, or they have plans of connecting with you. Ooh, yeah. So you being in the flow, just whatever life happens, right? Like whatever, right? You do have a bunch of people that are that want to interrogate you, but I feel like those people are kind of just like background characters in your life, as they should be. Because you're the main character in your life, right? That's how it should be. You shouldn't be making anyone else the main character in your life. Unless you have like little baby children. That's a whole different story. Come on. But, so, blah, 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 right? People that want to interrogate you, they want to know about you, they want to question you about you. That's really what this is. Not about, they just want to know about you. So whatever. Essentially, you have fans, right? You have fans. So you could be a celebrity, or you're being seen as a celebrity, or you're so shiny, so sparkly, right? Like, are you sure you aren't a celebrity, right? But you could just be very well known, very well liked within your community, your neighborhood, your job, your environment, whatever the case it is. That could just be your energy, right? Some people be having like celebrity status, but within their own bubble, which is the funniest thing, right? But so anyways, that's you, that's your energy, okay? And I feel like you have this wealthy man who is watching you be in your own energy. You're reveling in your own energy, your own shine, your own sparkle, your own light. You're a star in your life, and they see that. But this wealthy man made a bad judgment call on something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's even relevant. This could even be a wealthy man who kind of makes bad decisions, but we'll see what happens, right? But I do know that they've been looking at you, all right? with the intent of wanting to have a connection with you. I feel like I'm just like itchy. And I only really, it's been happening lately when I'm like with my cards, right? I'll be fine all day and then I'm just like, I should do a reading, right? And then I'll just get like itchy. Oh my god. We're going up the top of it. When I'm going, oh. I like that song. Alright, let me get one more. One more, please. And then I'm gonna move on. Oh no. I mean, they're both upright. We'll see what happens. Yeah. It's like, let me stop. It's given judification. I said that wrong. Okay, we have unexpected income upright and high honor upright. Right? Okay, so I feel like, so whoever this wealthy man is, they misunderstood something with this judication in reverse. They could have judged something wrongly, harshly, right? And they've been watching you in your energy, and they could be realizing that you are a person of high honor. And your unexpected income is actually like, so I'm getting a little backstory with this wealthy man upright. So someone could have told this wealthy man that your means of gaining finances and income could have been illegitimate or illegal, all right? Or maybe embarrassing, or maybe you just do it in a way where it's morally questionable. I'll say that because she's right there. Oh, she left. No, she's right there. I see her foot. Is this your foot? It's right, morally questionable. We'll say that. And so based on that right there alone, this wealthy man could have kind of like made a judgment call on you, whether you know this or not, whether you know this man or not. All right. But this man knew of you or knows of you, but they made a judgment call based on that alone. But like I said, this wealthy man has been looking at you. They've been looking at you, like really, really looking at you. I'm not saying watching you. I'm not saying that they're watching you, right? I'm saying they're looking at you. Like they're looking at who you are, what you're about, right? What your intentions are, what your heart is about. Like they're looking at you, collective, okay? And they're realizing they made a bad judgment call, right? By listening to other people. It could have been listening to other people about you. So they're realizing your unexpected income that could have been gained by a morally questionable ways, or is actually like, let me put it like this. There's a phrase I want to use. Any money gained legally is good money. Okay? So that's basically saying it doesn't matter if you work at Burger King. It doesn't matter if you are you work on houses. It doesn't matter if you're a teacher. It doesn't matter if you are a maintenance man and you sweep floors. It doesn't matter if you work at a grocery store, right? That's all very legal ways of making money. You're not selling yourself. You're not going against yourself, right? You're not going against your morals and your ethic or hurting anybody or hurting yourself, right? So with that knowledge alone, this person is realizing that your money is actually good money, clean money, right? Any job that you have, right, that you don't have to hide from, like the government or people, like if you're making money in a very honest, that's what it is. If you're making money in an honest way, then that right there is, that should say a lot. So this person could be realizing that your income or your finances, whatever, it was made or acquired honestly, right? And that's one of the reasons why they're looking at you and they're realizing, oh wow, they misjudged you. Someone could have told them that, bless you, someone could have told them that the way you make your money was dishonest, or morally corruptible, or you were morally bankrupt, or morally questionable, or your ethics were on the, whatever the case it is. But somebody told this wealthy man that the way you gained finances was dishonest, and they're realizing by listening to that, right, there's something is not right with what they heard, right? So that's happening. This man is looking at you. They're realizing your means of finances and income is actually very honest. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a person of high honor, right? You wouldn't be a person of high honor. There's a difference between dirty money and clean money. And if you're making money in a very honest way, that's clean money. You don't have to hide. You can pay your taxes, right? You can open a bank account and not being questioned, right? Things like that. So you have this wealthy man, and I feel like there's something that this wealthy man, one of the reasons why this wealthy man wants to connect with you is because they see you are a person of high honor, you have morals, you have ethics, and if you're gaining money in a very honest way, I feel like this person is already very wealthy, so that's showing them and telling them, well, if you can gain money in a very healthy way, then I can trust you with my money, right? If you're not being sneaky and scamming and conning for money, this wealthy man is not going to want to share his money, his finances, his resources with anybody like that, right? Mother, father, brother, sister, girlfriend, boyfriend, lover, husband, wife, whatever the case it is, right? If I know that you do some shady things for money, I'm not going to want to give you my money or, join with you or connect with you. I'm not going to want to do that. But this wealthy man has been looking at you, and they're looking, and they've been seeing with their own eyes, probably their intuition as well, that you are a person of high honor. You are a shining, sparkling person, okay? You're not impulsive. You listen, okay? You're appreciative of life. You're on your own journey. You could be doing your own thing, standing out, okay? And that's why this wealthy man wants to connect with, and they're realizing that they essentially messed up on a decision. Look, Lover's on the bottom of the deck upright. So this person wants to, honestly, yesterday's reading I cut it off because I ended up with I think it was like the Lover's card that I closed out with in yesterday's reading. Go check that one out. And I talked about how everything that you did was to make space for a new love. This person could be the new love, right? This person could be your new lover, your new husband, your new wife, your new girlfriend, your boyfriend, your whatever, your partner, okay? Whoever this person is, they want to join with you. Whether this could be in business or join in matrimony with you, right? But this is the person that's been looking at you, and this is what they want with you. They want to find a way to connect with you. They want to give you, essentially they want to add on to you because they know that you are a person of high honor. You are on your own path. You are shining. You are sparkling. You're the way you obtain things in your life, it's honest, right? You're not a con artist. You're not a cheater. You're not a liar. You're not a thief. You're not a manipulator. Whatever you have, you've gained in an honest way, and this person can see that you are a person of high honor. Okay, so the things that you have gained and acquired in your life was yours. Like, you legit earned it. You went out, did the work, right? That's like somebody who works at McDonald's. That's even working at McDonald's. That's an honest way of making money, okay? Because you're not out there stealing, conning, pickpocketing. You're not doing any of that. You're putting in the work to receive the income that you deserve. You earned that. You made that happen. You put in the work, and now that's your reward. And this person can see that you put in the work for the things like that you require, the things that you gain. Like, it's honest. There's something, I can't get that. It's just honest, an honest way of living, right? Even if you go sell potatoes, that's how you make your money, by selling potatoes. The potatoes that you didn't steal or buy from the market, you grew the potatoes. And then you dug the potatoes up, and you cleaned them up, and you washed them, and you put them in the basket, and you carried the basket. You did that. You did all the work. All right? I'll get about 6, and then I'll move on to tarot. What? She's just looking at me. Did you finish your drink? Can you please finish your drink? We're going up, 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 and down moment. You know we're gonna be growing, gonna be golden. Whoa. So we have two cards now. We have a false person that's asking you to please don't ignore them. So you have a false person around you that's trying to be around you. This could be somebody that you're ignoring, you're not talking to, you're not speaking to for whatever reason. But this is a fake person and you know that. Alright? False person, please don't ignore me. So you have a fake person in your energy or trying to be in your energy that doesn't want you, Jesus, my nose, that doesn't want you to ignore them anymore. Alright? This could be someone that's in your past. I'm getting Six of Cups reverse energy. You're not, they're in your past, they can stay in your past. But the past that they are in is like in that you don't have good memories of this person, right? It's just burdensome, very negative and dark. They're in that version of your past because that's the relationship that you've seen, or that's how you say, whatever the case it is, right? But they want to be part of your shining, you're a star, you have income, you're of high honor, you're respected, you're seen, you're noticed. They don't want you to ignore them because they're stuck in that darkness, right? Because you left them there. You want to be in the darkness, go ahead, stay in the darkness, but I'm going to the light. So they don't want you to ignore them. And I feel like a lot of the main thing is that they're scared of their own darkness, so they want to find comfort in your light. Alright, but they have no intentions of facing their own darkness, so go ahead, stay. Alright, so keep ignoring this person. Alright, this could have been the same person that was, I'm getting a karmic feminine. This could have been the person that was making, I don't know, accusation or judgment or saying things for this wealthy man, like purposely leading this wealthy man down a wrong path of judgment, right? Especially when it came to you. It could have been anything, not just you, right? It just anything, like bad advice, wrong words of wisdom, like just things that don't make sense. Like why would you think that bad advice would lead you to something good? You know, something like that. So this wealthy man is realizing that they were being guided down the wrong path by many things, more than one things, by this fake person. This could have been someone that you both knew or know of. But I feel like this person also doesn't want this wealthy man to ignore them either. This wealthy man could also be ignoring this false person. This false person is trying to get in the way. This false person was trying to get in the way of your finances and your reputation. Yeah. So this is someone that you both knew. I really don't think that you knew who are. There's something about them wearing a mask. They were wearing a mask in front of you and wearing a mask in front of this wealthy man, right? But I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But at some point, this wealthy man stopped listening to this false person, and you cut this false person off. Okay, this false person, they're being ignored by everybody essentially. But I feel like this false person was a really big enemy to you because they were trying to get in the way of your reputation and your finances. But they can't anymore. Alright? And I feel like because they can't anymore, alright, they don't have a way to like interfere with your energy, whatever you have going on in your life. This wealthy man is realizing, maybe I was giving bad advice because I'm looking at the collective. And their means of finances are very honest. And they're a person of high honor. So someone is lying. It can't be the collective. Otherwise, the collective, it speaks, their life speaks for itself. Right? So that's what's going on. But this false person, I only feel like one of the reasons why they want to find comfort in your life is because This is someone, they want to interfere with your finances and your reputation. Okay, so don't allow this false person in. If you have someone from your past and you have a weird feeling or you have an inkling, there's a reason why. Listen to that, right? If it's not a feeling that doesn't feel good, there's a reason why, okay? Proverbs 28:13. So this person, they're never going to tell you what they have done. Okay, this fake person who interfered in your relationships, this is like someone who likes to meddle in other people's business. Yeah, thank you. This is someone who likes to meddle in other people's business, especially if it doesn't have anything to do with them, right? Thinking that, well, I'm just trying to help. Who told you to? That's not how you help. Being in other people's business that has nothing to do with you, right? This could be something like you're having a discussion with your neighbor about fencings, right? About, the fencing line and the property line, blah, blah, blah. Then you have this person over here that would, I don't know, get in the middle of that and start putting in their 2 cents. And it's like, that's not your business, like, that's not your place, right? And you don't even live in this neighborhood. You live all the way across town in a loft. Like, you ask the person, do you know anything about property lines? No, I don't. So why are you talking? Why are you getting involved? Right? This is someone that's like that. They like to meddle on other people's business, and it's like that's not necessary. I was just trying to help. Okay, well, don't. No one's asking for that. So I feel like this person was definitely trying to meddle in your relationships and definitely trying to get in the way from. I feel like because of this man's wealth, it got personal for this person. Wealth, money, materials, finances is really, really important to this fake person. And when they seen that this wealthy person might have been looking at you, they took it personally, right? Because of the money. This is someone who feels like they're living paycheck to paycheck, or they can never do enough, or they never have enough money, or they never, right? This could be someone who always has more than one job or more than one thing because they need money, money, money. So when they seen this wealthy man looking at you, they took it personally. They personally got offended because of the money, right? The money. Be careful. We have Proverbs 28:13. He who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. I'm getting dizzy. So this person was definitely getting in the way of your business and trying to get in your business and trying to meddle in your partnerships and your friendships and your relationships. They were definitely trying to get in the way. And the one way that they were doing this is by trying to alter or have a narrative over your reputation, by trying to make it seem like by trying to make it seem like the things that you do were questionable, were not honest, how you get your money, right? If this person knew you had a job at McDonald's, right? They knew you had a job, and this wealthy man is looking at you, and they have intentions of maybe pulling you out of that job, or combining their resources with you, right? Or making you a housewife, or making sure that if you want to keep your job, at least you're not stressed out by your income or your whatever the case it is. But this person felt offended by that simply because they don't have anyone that wants to give to them or pull them out of their struggles or whatever the case it is. They don't have that. So they took it upon themselves to be like, oh, well, do you even know how they get their money? Do you even want to know how they make the money? Well, I heard, right? This person be like, oh, I thought they worked at McDonald's. Well, no, but I heard that they blah, 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 blah. Well, last time I heard they, they're a streetwalker, or they hang out at that one store at night, or whatever the case it is, right? But, that's so twisted and weird. But that's this person. They're never going to tell you. They want to be in your energy so bad again. They do. But they're never going to tell you. Like, Spirit told you, the Most High God gave you inklings and feelings and messages and nudges as to why you needed to get rid of this person. You may not have known why specifically, alright? But that's because, like I said, the Most High God heard conversations that you didn't, alright? Seen things that you didn't. And that was, God's... You may not ever really know why you should stay away from this person, right? Maybe it's because the betrayal is too harsh, or it's just like, it's just really grimy and messed up. But I do feel like this person was trying to really mess with your reputation, and God knew what this person was doing. God told you this person has to go. And not only that, they want to be in your energy so bad, but they'll never tell you the things that they did to sabotage you. I feel like that's what it is. This was a sabotager. You had this person and they were sabotaging things for you, thinking, oh, I'm just trying to help, or they're not going to be able to handle that. This is someone who saw these amazing blessings and opportunities for you, but because it wasn't happening to them, and they were in such a negative mind state, or they felt some type of way about you, they felt like that shouldn't go to you. You're not going to be able to handle that. You shouldn't be able. If this wealthy man wanted to give you something, this person got in the way. I don't think you should do that, because they're not going to be able to handle that. I think that's too big of a responsibility for them. Excuse me. I don't think you should give them that, because that's too big of a responsibility. Or don't give them that money, because they're not going to be able to handle that. If anything, either don't give it to them, or just give it to me and I'll do that for you, or whatever. They wanted whatever. It had to do with money. Okay, money. There was a wealthy man that wanted to give you something, add to you, and they really try to downplay your character as if you couldn't handle that, or because you were getting your money dishonestly. Do you think they can handle your honest money if the way they're getting money is very dishonest and corrupt? Listen, this person really did you dirty. They really did, okay? And this wealthy man is realizing that they were giving false judgment about you. They really were. They're realizing that, okay? This person was really, really, really trying to mess with your reputation, and how, because this wealthy man is like, wow, the collective is so blessed. Like, they just have things left and right. This person was like, well, if only you knew how they got those things. Well, if only you knew, because last time I heard, right? Already distorting the information, already trying to have control of the narrative of you, of your life, right? And God said, oh, okay, so I just seen something on social media, right? I was watching this video, and it was about the Proud family, and how Sugar Mama was, she always had, she was always telling Penny how her one friend, the one friend that Penny considered to be her best friend, Dejanay, Sugar Mama was always telling her how Dejanay is a fake friend. How out of all her fake friends, Dejanay is the fakest, right? And I feel like that was God telling you, like, this is not your friend. This is a fake friend, right? All of your friends, they don't care about you, but this is the one that doesn't care about you the most, right? And there were so many episodes where when people were making fun of Penny and Dejanay would switch sides and make fun of Penny with them. There was this one episode where Dejanay kind of like tricked Penny into taking care of all her siblings, and they went to the concert. Penny went to the concert with all her siblings, and all her siblings and Penny, they all got VIP treatment, and Dejanay was stuck having to watch them between the fences, or whatever the case it is, right? She tricked Penny into watching her siblings so she can go to the concert, but Penny went to the concert anyways, and they ended up getting VIP treatment. This is the fakest friend you could ever have, and this is someone you stopped talking to, but they want access to your energy, right? Don't do that. Don't give them access, right? They're in a darkness. They could also be getting karma and experiencing karma, and they want out of that, right? And a lot of the reasons why they're experiencing karma is because they need to repent for the things that they've done to you, the opportunities that they've sabotaged for you, their friendships and the partnerships that they sabotaged for you, right? They need to repent for that. And that's not your business, right? Yes, they did it to you, right? But you don't know about that. How could you know about that, right? That's between her and God, or him and God, right? If God says you need to pay for this, that's between, that's not, yes, they betrayed you and sabotaged you, but that has nothing, you did that. You take that up with God. No one told you to sabotage me. I could care less. Well, if you don't care less, then why don't you let me back in? I don't want to let you back in. And not only that, but if God is punishing you for what you did to me, that's between you and God. I'm not punishing you. Well, if you're not punishing me, then I'm not the one punishing you. These are consequences that you take that up with the Most High God. That's not my business. Right? What you do on your free time, by your own free will, That's your business. That has nothing to do with me. Those consequences, that's nothing. That's not my job. That's not my business. Right? So yeah, this person wants back in. Right? And I feel like they can't. The only reason I feel like they're desperate to have a way back in, because they're realizing that if they don't have access to you, they can't manipulate and change the narrative and have control and lie and twist and sabotage you. That's the biggest reason. If they don't have access to you, they cannot sabotage you, because they're over here going off of stories from like 10 years ago, right? Meanwhile, this wealthy man is looking at you today, and this person is still spitting out stories from their mouth about, oh, well, I heard, well, last time I knew. This wealthy man is like, well, I'm knowing right now. Right now, I'm looking at the collective at their job or at their home or at their whatever, whatever they're doing. I'm looking at the collective right now. So what you're saying at your mouth, karmic, is definitely not matching from what I'm looking at the collective today. It's not matching. All right. So this wealthy man is kind of kicking himself because he kind of like, he didn't bother looking or checking the facts. Right. He just kind of like, oh, well, they're friends, so they must know. Or they're neighbors, so they must know. Right. This person does not know that this wealthy man has been looking at you with their own eyes, investigating you essentially by themselves, right? I feel like this is that energy of interrogating. It could be coming from this person. Yeah. This person wants to interrogate you, ask you questions about yourself to then utilize. They want to weaponize that information. That's what that is, right? If you've ever been getting the feeling of like when people are asking you questions and you feel like you have to over-explain or whatever the case it is, that's because this person, they're sending monitors around you. They want to know information about yourself. They want you to answer questions about yourself so they can, in turn, weaponize that information. How can I weaponize this information about the collective? And they can't. Okay, they can't. You cannot. This person is literally looking at you, a person of high honor. Your morals, your ethics, it's all right there. They're looking at it. So what this person is trying to do, they're trying to weaponize information about you to make it seem like you're not a person of high honor. The way you get your unexpected income is by deceit and thievery and conning. And this wealthy man is like, you can't tell me what I'm looking at, right? I'm looking at this. This wealthy man is closer to you than this false person. And it's about the money. It's about the money. This false person hates the fact that they don't have access to money in general. Money, resources, that's really what it is. They want some sort of security. Alright, but this is someone who's spiritually barren. They don't want to get it themselves or work for it, right? This could be somebody that's been saying, oh yeah, the collective, they don't really work for those potatoes. They just buy the potatoes and sell them, right? Don't trust them. But this wealthy man literally saw you plant the seeds, grow the potatoes, pick the potatoes out from the ground, brush the dirt off, wash the potatoes, put the potatoes in the basket, carry that basket of potatoes to the market and sell them. This wealthy man's like, I'm literally looking at the collective do this day in and day out. So what you're saying does not make any sense. They go to the market, buy potatoes. That's what you're saying doesn't make any sense. Get out my face. They're just trying to sabotage this opportunity for you. And it's so funny because you don't even know this is happening. You're just going with the flow. La 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 la. You're just going with the flow. But this person, they were sabotaging financial opportunities for you. Think about it like this. Marriage is a contract. It is. A marriage is a contract, right? It is a contract, and within that contract, you're joining finances, joining resources. Both families are coming together, right? It's a contract, all right? So I feel like this false person didn't want you to join in a contract with a wealthy man or a wealthy woman, right? Because that's not what they have. Who cares? I don't care what you don't have, what you do have. But the fact that you're trying to sabotage someone from having this divine contract, that's crazy. This wealthy man could also be realizing, wow, you just didn't want the collective to have this. And it's crazy because I feel like all the opportunities that they sabotaged for you, I feel like in their mind, they thought that if I sabotage this opportunity for the collective, then I can have this opportunity, right? but they could be quickly realizing, or they realized throughout the years, something inside this person snapped, that they realized that, let's say for example, well, if he's not going to give the collective that, then I'm going to try and have it for myself. And these men, they're just like, or these women, right, they're just like, but I don't want to give it to you. If I can't give it to the collective, then I either give it to someone else or I just keep it for myself. But I definitely don't want to give it to you. Right? You're just not my type. You're not my style. There's just nothing between us. I'm just not into you. You're just not it. You're just not her. You're just not him. If it's not going to the collective, I'm either going to keep it or give it to someone else. But it's definitely not going to this karmic woman or karmic man. Right? And I think that's another thing that bothered them the most. Well, if you're not going to give it to the collective anyways, just give it to me. And well, these wealthy men, wealthy women, they're just like, nah, I'm good on that, right? I'm good on that. If it's not the collective, then I'll just wait until I find the one. But these wealthy men, these wealthy women, they're not going to settle. And I think that's what really bothered these karmics the most, because they did everything to sabotage for you, and they still didn't get that blessing of yours. They still didn't get it, right? So now that goes to, well, if I can't have it, then the collective can't have it either. You were never going to get it anyways. And the collective will for sure be getting that. Of course they will, because it's theirs. If it's not this divine masculine, the blessing, the Most High God has plans and plans and plans within plans within plans within plans within plans within plans. Okay? That's how that works. So if one divine masculine does not give to the divine feminine, okay, well, Most High God has another divine masculine, and another divine masculine, and another divine masculine, and another divine masculine, or another divine feminine, another divine feminine, another divine feminine. You see? There is an abundance of divine masculines and divine feminines. More than you think there are now. There is an abundance. So go ahead and sabotage it, right? But that's also a test for those divine masculines, right? If the divine masculines are easily swayed, right, that's testing their strength. Do you deserve to be divine masculine or divine feminine? If you get swayed, tempted, okay, you're gonna lose some respect, lose some ranking, all right? But that just means, like, you still have work to do as a divine feminine, divine masculine. You still have a little bit of work to do, okay? But unfortunately, that means the blessing, you know, you do what you have to do, as you do work on what you have to work on. But in the meantime, my divine feminine is already, my divine masculine is already, so let me go match them. Let me go, right? That's just how that is. Alright, let me get 3 more. You were right about everything came out, so I feel like if you had an inkling as to stop talking, stop indulging, stop interacting, just... It could even be something as simple as stop going to that grocery store on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Okay, I'll that's it, right? There's a reason for that. It could be something as simple. I'm being so vague with it because there's a reason for that, right? So it's your intuition is always on point. So I feel like you also could have stopped talking to this person at the most opportune moment in your journey, okay? This person will never tell you what they've done. They will never confess. They will never tell you that they're your biggest enemy, your biggest saboteur, right? They will never tell you that. From the beginning, they were trying to sabotage you. Wicked tongue. They will never tell you from the beginning. They were always slandering you, always saying the worst things. If they had an inkling, or if they seen you talking to a man or a woman, right? Or you told them, yeah, I'm interested in so-and-so. Or, yo, I want to talk to so-and-so. They would run. Not sprint, not walk. They would run and immediately sabotage that opportunity. Then you wonder why so-and-so isn't talking to you anymore. Or you wonder why you didn't get that job. Or you wonder why, whatever, right? You need to stop telling people your business too. Okay? Private life, happy life. Alright? Spiritually fertile, you're very spiritually fertile. Alright? That's another reason why this person wants to be around you, because they know. That's another reason why. There's another reason why this person wants to be around you. Sorry, I get so excited when I'm doing these, just in general. I'm just a very excited person in general. So, I feel like as soon as it pops into my head, I have to, like, right? Because then if I don't, I'm gonna be like 10 thoughts behind in my mind. Okay, so you're spiritually fertile. This person sees that, and they've always known that, right? And they knew that when they sabotaged an opportunity for you, and they thought, yes, this is it, that's it. But lo and behold, God was like, okay, here's another opportunity for the collective. This person sabotaged that. Here's another opportunity. This person's like, dang, why do they get all these opportunities? Why do they get all these offers of love and business and jobs and gifts and, right? So that person knew that you were spiritually fertile. This person was wearing themselves out, always constantly trying to sabotage you, right? Also, this wealthy man sees that you're spiritually fertile. They've been seeing it with their own eyes, right? They could also be like, dang, no wonder this person was always doing it, because this person is just a hater, right? This wealthy man could also see, because unexpected income and spiritually fertile, this wealthy man also sees, you don't need my money. You don't need my money. You're good on your own. That's the difference, okay? This wealthy man knows that you don't need their money, but they want to give you their money, right? This karmic person over here, they need money and they want money. They need money and they want money, and they want this wealthy man's money and they need their money. This wealthy man's like, yeah, if I'm not giving it to the divine feminine, I'm not giving it to anybody. I'm just gonna hold on to my money until I find my divine feminine, right? So these karmics get real mad. They get real mad. Well, divine feminine already has her money. She doesn't need money. Why are you giving it to her? I need money. Give it to me. And that's such a turnoff. That's so, like, ew. Like, no. Right? You wanna, if I'm gonna give, that's because here's the thing. And empires, kingdoms, right? You almost always see them marrying, you never see them marrying someone of lower class, right? One of the only reasons is why they marry other prince, like this prince from this kingdom is going to marry this princess from that kingdom, or that duke, or that whatever, I don't know, right? But why is that? Is because we see you have money, status, and titles. We do too. Let's merge together and make it bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Creating empires and kingdoms, right? That's why. This man sees that you have your own. He has his own. He wants to merge to build, right? That's how they always did it, right? Since the dawn of time, right? To create a bigger family, a bigger kingdom, a bigger empire, right? But if you have nothing and you're out here begging and stealing and conning, you really think this king or this queen is going to want to merge with you? What do you have to merge? That would be losing an investment. This wealthy man sees you as an investment. I'll say it like that. They see you as an investment. Yes, they do. Or this wealthy woman sees you as an investment. And they're looking at you and they see that and they want to find a way to connect, because they want to find a way to invest in you, because that's how they see you. They see you don't need their money, right? This person over here, they need this wealthy man's money, and the first thing that they're going to do is drain them of their money, right? That's what happens with their debt, their habits, their this or that. They're going to drain this man of their money. That's not what this wealthy man wants. Well, they already have their money. Why don't you give your money to someone who needs it? Why don't you just give it to me? That's stupid. Get out of my face. Right? Now, there's a difference between giving it to someone who is like poor and you love them. Right? That's a love story. That's a whole different thing. That doesn't count. Right? But this is just someone who's really greedy and struggling and hateful. And they're fake. Right? I'm getting like Cinderella's stepmom. Like, she only married for money. And then when Cinderella's dad died, she acted like as if the house was hers, the money was hers, the jewelry was hers, the carriage was hers, everything, right? And the Prince Charming realized that, like, he saw Cinderella for who she was. Divine timing. I told you. You cut this person off in the most opportune moment in your journey. Right? And because of that, journey, life. right? And now this man, right, I don't know how long this person has been looking at you, but they have been looking at you for quite some time. And now it's divine timing. Now they want to connect with you. Now it's time for them, right, with the Lover's card. Now it's time for them to connect with you. And they're going to. And I feel like this person, they're trying to get in your energy, right? One of the reasons why they want to get in your energy is to figure out who this wealthy man is, so that way they can sabotage that connection. That's it. Your past doesn't define you. And we have the archangels have been summoned. They are here. Capricorn, I don't know why I did it. So your past doesn't define you. This person could be trying to, or they were trying to use your past and weaponize your past. And this wealthy man's like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. That's not who they are right now, which is good. Okay. The archangels have been summoned. They are here. We have God's chosen ones. So obviously the angels are here. They're here. They're doing what they have to do. They're making sure that they're keeping this person at bay, because something is about to happen with divine timing at this time. We have Capricorn. We have reputation, social status, right? This person was definitely trying to interfere with your reputation, trying to make you seem less than within society. Mess with your high honor. Capricorn 10th house is about honor and career, right? They were trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, the collective is just a hobo living in a tent begging for scraps. And this wealthy man's like, but I literally just see them go inside of their home, and I've been watching them, and they just went to their job. Are you sure you're talking about the right person? Oh, well, I didn't know about that, huh? I didn't know about that. So now they're freaking out, trying to find a way back into your energy to get information about you, from you, to weaponize it. Don't let this person in, because they're playing a game, and they're losing at their own game that they're playing. They created this game, and they're losing, right? How are you going to lose at your own game? But that's essentially what's happening. My nose is so itchy. Pumpkin pie. Can you finish your drink, please?
What?
No, your drink.
What water?
So, here, you want this water? Here, you take it. Are you hungry? Okay, well, you're gonna have to eat. Yeah. I'm gonna make something. So. They smell so good. I anointed them. Not yet. Wait till I'm done, because it's going to be too loud. I just realized. Alright, let me get like 6 cards. Okay. Oof. 2 of Wands reverse. I feel like that's been coming out quite a bit lately. Two of Wands reverse. This is their plan. This is the only plan that they have. The only card up their sleeve, and unfortunately, it's not going to work. Their only plan is to get close to you, to be around you, to communicate with you, to talk to you. That's the only plan that they have. It's just to be close to you. And it's like, this would essentially, I just seen like a fly land on a shoulder, and you would be like, ew. That's essentially what this person is. They're a bug. They're a fly. Flies are monitoring spirits, by the way, too. So this is a fly. They just want to be all up in your energy, know about your energy, to weaponize that information for their own benefit. That's why you're not allowed to. That's why you're not allowed to have this person around your energy. God is saying no when it comes to this person. N-O, no, that's it. That's it, that's all. Right? So even if you, maybe, God is going to be like, I said no. Right? It's like a child, like, can I do this? And you're like, no, you can't. Why? Because it's not good for you. You can't. Right? That's that. This is, whoever this person is, they're not good for you. And God said no. So, right? Do you want to go in timeout? Wheel of Fortune reverse. This person is experiencing a lot of karma. They are, and they want to. If you allow this person around in your energy, they're gonna try to attach it to you. It's like a parasitic fungus, right? Don't. I beg of thee. I beg of thee. Do not allow this person in your energy. Don't. Because first of all, you already know this. It's not gonna work, obviously, with the Two of Wands reversed. But they're experiencing a lot of misfortune in their lives, right? And this is someone who's like they'd be like, the police would be like, do you know why you're getting arrested? No, I don't know why I'm getting arrested. I don't know. Well, it's because we literally caught you in the middle of a crime. Well, I don't know. That wasn't me. It's not a real knife anyways. It's fake. It's rubber, ma'am. It's not. Like it's real. This is the sharpest knife we've ever seen. I don't know where that came from. We literally have video evidence of you holding the knife. We seen you when you dropped it. This is the same chick from yesterday's reading, right? They don't want to admit. They don't want to admit it. They will never admit it, right? He who covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes them will have mercy. And they're not experiencing mercy because they don't want to. I never said that. I never did that. I never did that. I never said that. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. And they're trying so hard to be around you, to get close to you, for you to accept them. And God is like, no. No. I said no. You're like, okay, well, God said no, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. My dad said no, I can't talk to you. My mom said no, I can't talk to you. Right? Hold on. She's good. So yeah. You're like not allowed to talk to this person. That's it. My mom said no, I can't. That's it. There's nothing that this person can do. Like, you... Okay? Four of Pentacles upright. This is a very, 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 like... This person just wants what you have. Status, reputation, money, finances, opportunities, love, career, job, house, your face, even. You got a very jealous and greedy individual. This person's also very selfish. They want to take from you. Give nothing to you. Take what you can, give nothing back kind of energy. This is like a pirate, right? This is a thief. It's a thief in the night to try and find you. That's why guys say no. I said no. I said no. I don't know what they're holding on to. I don't know what they're holding on to, but they need to let it go. And they're not going to anytime soon. We have the Three of Cups reversed on top of adjudication reversed. This wealthy man could be realizing that he was celebrating with the wrong people, celebrating the wrong things, indulging in the wrong things, being around the wrong things, right? You're doing too much of nothing. King of Wands reversed. Jesus. This person feels rejected. I also feel like they feel betrayed by this karmic feminine. Like, because this karmic feminine was deliberately leading down the wrong path. This this wealthy man could be realizing that they were a King of Wands. It's so weird. I feel like this King of Wands reverse, I can't tell if this is two different men or if this is the same man. This could be a King of Wands reverse who's very, very wealthy and has a lot of finances. It could still be the same person. This King of Wands reverse is realizing that they were giving to the wrong people, giving their money to the wrong people, their time, their energy, celebrating with the wrong people, right? That the advice that was given to them by this karmic feminine just led them down to being more aggressive, hostile, angry, overindulging, over excessive, making bad choices, making bad judgments, doing things that they have no business doing, right? And it's crazy because I feel like this wealthy man is a wealthy man, right? So obviously they're wealthy in something, whether it's finances, they have a lot to offer in spirit, they have a lot of something. And whoever this person is, they kind of like wanted to corrupt that, or they did corrupt that. And this wealthy man, who is this King of Wands reverse, is realizing I just got fooled. They're realizing that they were just betrayed by someone who they thought knew you, or knew what they were talking about, or knew what they were saying. But I feel like it had to do not just in general, but about you as well. They're realizing, dang, you just led me down the wrong path. They could have realized that a while ago, right? Because they're looking at you, the Hierophant. So this person could be turning into turning their life around, or turning their beliefs around, or trying to change their mind. Justice on the bottom of the deck upright. But I feel like whoever this King of Wands reversed, they're trying to have more faith and trying to turn to God. Right? And I feel like that's justice. They're trying to correct a wrong. Wow. So they're trying to correct a wrong that they did to you. They were being led down the path to wrong you, to betray you. And they just realized, like, dang, I just got played trying to play the collective. Okay? So, and I feel like God is gonna make sure that this person sees what they've been doing as well. This person over here, they're gonna pretend like they don't know anything. What plan? I don't know what you're talking about. But this person over here, right, with Hierophant on top of the King of Wands reverse, it's like God is showing them. Like God is. You ever seen that movie Bird Box on Netflix? And the one guy is like forcing the woman's eyes open. I feel like that's what's happening right now. God is like forcing this King of Wands reverse's eyes open to correct a wrong. Alright? And I feel like the more that this King of Wands is seeing, the more angry that's making them. Because everything that they were putting, it could be energy. Right? The King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, they have an abundance of energy. Right? But I feel like they were putting all their energy into the wrong thing. Celebrating the wrong things. Oh yeah, let's hurt the collective and ha ha ha, celebrate, ha ha ha, right? Hee hee ha ha. They're realizing, guys, like, you know what you did was effed up, right? That was so unnecessary. And this wealthy man this is the same person. They're looking at you. They've been looking at you. Now they want to come in and connect with you, but they don't know how to. Right? They feel like connecting with you would be the right thing to do. Giving to you would be the right thing to do. Right? Talking to you, and this person might even confess a couple things to you. They feel like that would be the right thing to do. That it's only fair, it's only right. And now if what they confess to you also implicates this karmic feminine, this karmic feminine would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know about that. That wasn't me. It was a one-armed man. That's from The Mask. But yeah. So, I don't know. Whether or not you want to let this person in, I don't know. You really don't have to, honestly. Because at the same time, you got to think about it. You're good on your own, right? That's not saying, like, you don't need no man, or you don't need no divine masculine, you don't need no divine feminine. You're going to be paired with someone. But as to whether or not you want to be paired with this person, that's a choice. That's up to you. You're good with or without their money. Right? And I feel like that's the really thing that bothers this person most, because they don't even have money. They have to hold on with dear life for the little pennies and quarters and dimes that they have. They have to. They don't have any other choice. And here comes this person with everything, and they want to give it to someone else who has everything. Yeah, that's really going to make this person mad. Because it's kind of like, why aren't you giving it to me when I need it the most instead of divine feminine, divine masculine? Because that's not how that works. Right? And it's not even out of love either. So, to this person, it's about money. It's not love. Right? To this person over here, it was about... I feel like with reputation being a main theme in this reading, this karmic feminine who wanted money, has no money, needs the money. She wanted to... The King of Wands reversed, King of Wands upright, and Queen of Wands upright. Right, and I pair that with the wealthy man, wealthy woman. That's a person with, they got a good reputation. They're fine. They know how to stand in their power. They know, right? They're good. But I feel like by following this karmic person over here, they kind of like fell a couple ranks, lost sight of something, became a King of Wands in reverse. And I feel like because they were afraid of their own reputation, because of what this person was saying about your reputation. And this person's realizing, wait a minute. Something is not making sense here. Alright? Something is not making sense. Right? by them being so focused on their reputation, they just kind of went along with whatever was said about your reputation instead of seeing it for themselves. Now they are. Okay, now they are. But, again, whether or not you want to put your table with this person's table, that's up to you. Alright, because either way, you're feasting. You have a whole feast. This is our reading. Bye!